Hey, good afternoon, Mogul Chix. It is I, Adrienne Graham, CEO and founder of Mogul Chix. And I know you haven't seen me or heard from me in a while. I've been sending comments here and there. I apologize in advance if anything goes wrong with this feed. We're having a little bit of bad weather today, so anything could happen. So I wanted to talk to you guys and address the revenue strategy workshop that I had rolled out maybe 2, 3 years ago that I do every once in a while. And I had announced bringing it back last week and did, and it was great. I've gotten a lot of feedback from people asking if I was going to make it digital, where they can go online and see it, if there's a replay, am I bringing it back? Well, the short answer is no, not right now. Those workshops take a whole lot. It is not just a webinar or a training, how most people do, where they do Facebook Lives or Zoom conferences where you just listen and you ask questions, whatever. It takes a lot because not only is there the workshop component, I also work with each individual attendee and we real time workshop it and figure out the strategies that work best for their companies. So, and given that it's a lot of confidential information, I don't like sharing people's information. So if there was a way for me to do it without with being general about it, I would do it, but there's no way for me to do it without being specific and put other people's business in the streets. And I don't want to do that. What I did want to do today is talk about how our businesses have been impacted and maybe give you a couple of gems from the Revenue Strategies Workshop. No, I will not workshop anybody live here today on Facebook. There's a fee for that. And yes, I am taking clients to bring on new revenue streams to help them with their company. So there is a fee for that. So if you want a consultation, a free consultation or discovery session, excuse me, to see if there's a way we can work together, just go to mogulchix.com and schedule a free 15-minute discovery session. Now let's move on to why I'm here. So we have all been hit with the COVID, and I have purposely not shared too much about COVID because everybody else is talking about it and it gets depressing. And I think there's a lot of good information out there. So there was really no need for me to do it. So you know me, I look at everything as a business lesson, an opportunity to learn something and try different things and shift and pivot. I hate that word when you need to, but that's where we are in 2020. Who thought, a couple of years ago when we had the hurricanes, you guys know when I was in Florida and we had the big hurricanes and then you had Sandy up in New York and all these other disasters that happened. And I stressed to you guys the importance of figuring out how to have remote work policies, number one, a risk management and disaster plan, number two, and multiple streams of revenue within your company. Now, multiple streams of revenue, it does not mean go out and start a second, third, fourth, fifth business or do affiliate marketing or sell other people's stuff. If that's what you want to do, you can make money, fine, go ahead and do it. But if you've gone to my workshop and in the past and you have seen me talk, you know that I talk about creating new revenue streams that do not include coaching, affiliate programs, or info products because everybody is on overload with that right now. But what I counsel customers or clients of mine to do is always figure out alternative methods of delivery and fulfillment for their business, multiple revenue streams that they can bring in, passive and active, and also a way to rework. Now, I felt a little bit of indication with this COVID crisis about the remote work. And by the way, do you guys notice that the tech industry is really profiting right now? Okay, and the deliveries like Upworks and not Upworks, I'm sorry, what's it called? Uber Eats and all those other deliveries shipped and all those, they're making a killing right now. Anyway, I digress. I told people it was very important to figure out other streams of revenue. When you get hit with a situation like this, you're never prepared. We don't know, and I don't mean your business, I mean in general, we're not prepared. Who thought a biological, I guess, warfare situation is going on? Because that's where I see it. Let me just say, I take this crisis very serious. You guys see me on there joking on my personal page about, being quarantined and all this other stuff. I take it very serious because people are losing jobs, people are losing businesses, people are losing money, people are losing homes. And it's a trickle down effect. And we don't want to be part of that cycle. So it's very important that number one, you figure out what additional ways you can serve your clients and customers remotely. Is it DIY? Is it through training? Is it through an additional product or service? Is it a shift? Now, I'll give you examples of people that are shifting right now. AMC. I love going to the movies, and I haven't been in a while. Well, the last time I went to the movies was when I went to see Will Smith and Martin Lawrence and, Bad Boys 3, and, I loved it. But I love the movie experience. Well, when the order came down for the movie theaters to close down, movie theaters were hurting. What I love about two in particular, AMC theaters and Epic. Epic is a local chain in Florida. I don't know if you guys heard of it, but and if you're from Florida, you know. Um, Epic started doing drive-in movies where they would the side of the building, the parking lot on the side of the building, they set it up so that the movie would be up on the wall and people would pay their admission price. And I think there was like a free popcorn or something or whatever it was. And they would come and have the drive-in experience. Now, I'm 51. Yes, proud and happy. Some of you even attended my birthday party. But anyway, I do remember drive-ins, excuse me. And that was a brilliant move on their part. And I don't know why many people didn't think about that. Everybody is has a little bit of nostalgia. A lot of people have cabin fever. So what better way to still pay money? Epic is not making their regular ticket prices, but they're still bringing in revenue. And they're making this money by having people come to the drive-thru. And then they sell the snacks or whatever. And most people, if you like me, you bring your own snacks. And I bring my own snacks to the movie theater anyway. So that's what Epic did. AMC really shocked me and because they've been kind of upscaling their theaters lately and having the whole dining experience and everything. What they've done is turn to streaming. When now they're kind of trying to compete with Redbox right now. And Redbox, let me tell you, Redbox has two business models. One business model is the direct to consumer where you go into the little kiosk and you order, you get your movie out and you watch it, you bring it back. Kind of like Netflix with the DVDs back in the day before they did hey, yes, Stacy. Hi. They had the driving thing for Epic. But yeah, they have sort of like competing with Redbox now. Redbox is doing the regular model where they have the discs and they also have streaming. But AMC said, hey, Disney, Netflix, Hulu, everybody else is streaming. Why not? They're streaming movies now and you pay the stream. Now, I have not checked out their subscription, or what the model is for that, how they're doing it, but I thought it was brilliant. Again, Epic with the drive-ins, AMC with the streaming. They're not losing a step. Yes, their revenue is reduced, but guess what? They're still bringing in revenue. That's the point. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Let me think of another example. I got permission to share this, but I'm not sharing any names. But at my workshop, there was a young lady who was a personal chef and caterer. And she had decided, okay, well, nobody wants me to cook. So what can I do? I can't go out to do venues, whatever. She created for her customers, and it's kind of retreading the wheel or reinventing the wheel. But she started doing meal kits for her customers. Yes, there's plated and home, or whatever the heck they call. I don't use those services because I cook. I shop, I buy my own groceries and I cook. So I don't use those subscription services. And that's not a knock on anybody who does. So do what you have to do, what makes it convenient for you and your family. But this chef decided, we came up with that revenue for her to do meal kits for her clients. She also came up with a digital strategy, which I tell a lot of you, if you've been to my workshop, to don't throw away the digital strategy. No, I don't mean Facebook Live. No, I don't mean social media. I mean a digital platform that's secure, that is on your own home territory, where you have a platform where people subscribe. So she's going to be teaching live cooking classes and walking her clients through how to cook certain things. Now, I understand that the idea of having a personal chef is to have someone to cook for you. But these are unusual times. In the time of COVID, I don't want anyone else dealing with my food. I'm not bringing anybody else in my house. So the next best thing I can do is, if I'm going to do these Shipt and Uber Eats and all these other things and have groceries delivered to me, why not have a professional walk me through it? So she's charging a subscription fee for that. And she's charging private lessons, multiple streams of revenue. Her business would have been knocked out, I can even use Beauty as an example. Another company who has, where they do, I forgot what some makeup company or whatever it is, not makeup company, makeup artists. She created a digital platform so that she can walk people how to do their makeup. Now, see, I understand that there is, YouTube, Instagram, and all these streaming services where you can get all this stuff for free. But let me tell you something, and ladies, tell me if I'm wrong or not. When you find that stylist that hairstylist or that makeup artist that gets you all the way right, you don't want to go to someone else. How many times have people women have breakdowns because their stylist moved to another city or another country or another state or whatever, and they started panicking because, oh my God, who's going to do my hair now? Why not take instructions from someone else? Jay Stone, a good friend of mine. Hey, Jay, if you're watching this on the replay or live, Jay Stone actually had her stylist do a Zoom with her. She broadcasted it live last Saturday. I don't know if you know Jay Stone, jstone.com, if you go to her website. And she cut her own hair. She shaved her hair off, and her stylist was there walking her through it. See, she did that for free. I mean, I'm assuming for free or whatever, but she helped her. She was able to walk her through it. You do not have to let this COVID, coronavirus, whatever, keep you from having business. Now I know you might have a real estate company or a trash company or a construction company or a consulting firm, and you're trying to figure out what other ways can I make revenue. Just be practical about it. Think about it. What can I do to continue to serve my clients now and in the future to keep them coming back? What can I do to keep the competition from getting one leg up on me and stealing my clients away from me because I wasn't prepared? These are things you have to worry about. Another thing that I brought up in the class is the ability to get a special permit or a designated permit for what you do. Now, if you're someone who is a personal chef or someone who has something with food related, a food truck, for instance. Now, you've already gone through the regulations. You've already gotten the legal stuff together for your food truck or your restaurant. But if you're at home and you're cooking from home, is that legal? So check your local municipalities and find out if what you're doing requires an additional license or an additional business permit or anything legal to cover yourself, because the last thing we want, there can be loopholes, but the government can be slick. And no, I'm not on an anti-government conspiracy, although they're not my best friends right now, but you got to stay one step ahead. You don't want to end up shooting yourself in the foot because you say, hey, I'm going to do this now, but you wasn't licensed to do that. So check your city laws, check your local laws, check your state laws, and find out. Now, for instance, I know that, in Florida, I don't know about anywhere else, but in Florida, there's something called the cottage industry. And if you're doing just baked goods, cakes, pies, cookies, things like that, not full out meals, but if you're just baking, for instance, that's considered a cottage industry. And you can use your home kitchen to do that if you have a business license. I think it's $50 or something in the county that I lived in Lake County, but check your state to see what it is. If you're used to being in a big commercial kitchen, or if you're used to being in a restaurant or a food truck, something you've already gotten permitted for, something you've already got licensed for, check to see what's allowable in your home and follow those rules. See, again, multiple delivery methods, multiple fulfillment methods, multiple streams of revenue. Let me see. Let me think of another one. Who else did I know? I know Seasons 52 is a restaurant that they'll cook the dinner. A lot of the restaurants now are doing pickup and delivery. Seasons 52 is a big, nice, fancy restaurant out here. It's one of the chain restaurants, but they'll cook it for you. You pick it up. I think I heard rumblings that they were going to offer a class of some sort. I don't know. Don't hold me to it. Don't quote me on it. I don't know. But AMC, I done gave you examples. AMC, I gave you Redbox as an example. I gave you, here's another one, a personal stylist. There's someone here who I saw online. I don't remember who it was, but she lets you book virtual appointments for her in the stylisty, just what we were talking about before. I can't remember who it is, but take a note from that. People are trying to use technology the best way that they can because you don't know when this is going to end. Now, let me say this. Many of you already know how I feel about the governors of Florida and Georgia. I did not vote for either one of them. I certainly didn't vote for DeSantis, and I'm not making this a political statement, but I think they're extremely misguided in trying to open up. I think tomorrow, Georgia is opening up salons and nail salons and tattoo parlors and I think bowling alleys. As I don't know why tattoo and bowling alleys are essential. They're not. Trust me on that. There's never been a time when I woke up in the middle of the night and said, oh, damn it, I got to go bowling. Come on now. I don't know what that's about, but yeah, this is where we are, okay, in 2020. But I think they're seriously misguided. And there was a couple of other states. I think South Carolina is another state, and this seems to be the southern states. Look, it is what it is. What I'm saying to you is be smart, be safe. As for me and mine, we're staying home because everything that I can do out in the street, I can do at home. Anything I can do at a client site, I can do at home. There's nothing that in any of my businesses, well, say for real estate. I mean, real estate is kind of suffering right now, but I did come up with another alternative for a real estate broker in the workshop as well. I'm not going to get into that right now, but I just wanted to give you examples. But you have to be mindful of what options are available to you out there. I gave everybody, every time I do this revenue workshop strategy, I give everybody a 90-day challenge. We don't have 90 days. Some of us are doing good. Some of us are kind of, paying Peter to pay Paul, robbing Peter to pay Paul. And then some of us are in dire need. So I'm giving the 30-day challenge, how to come up with at least 3 different revenue strategies, revenue streams that you can implement immediately to start making money. So I can't sell that. I'm not selling that, but I'm just going to give you a challenge here. Really sit back and think about 3 ways that you can bring more money into your company, into your business. Now, I will be honest with you. One of my businesses, Curvy Girl Closet, you guys know I have an online boutique where I sell plus size, mostly plus size clothes, shoes, purses, and accessories. It came to an abrupt halt. 1, because people didn't know if they were going back to work. 2, because people had to hold on to their money. And 3, people were afraid to start getting things, packages in the mail and things. And if you're like me, I got to spray everything. I'm not touching anything. I go out with my mask and my gloves on. If you want to call me crazy or say I'm a conspiracy theorist, hey, fine. You know what? My immune system is not as strong as it used to be. And I'm not about to test it because I want my freedom. Okay. Get into that another time, not here. But you have to figure out what works for you. You have to come to a point where you figure out, how am I going to make business work for me? So you need to sit down and create a remote work strategy. I've been speaking about this since the late 90s, and I got extreme vindication when everybody was ordered to work from home. And all these companies that always argued with me is that, we can't let our people work from home. No, we can't. You can always let people work from home. Ask every tech company out there now, especially the ones that say, we need our people on site. I bet you now they're singing a different tune. But you need to create remote work strategies. That's number 2. Are we up to number 2? So first, multiple streams. 2, remote work strategies. You need to make sure that you're going to decide what the budget is for that. Because if you're expecting your people to work from home, and if you work with sensitive information, you need to protect that information. Encryption, virtual private networks, all of that, security. AT&T does a webinar, I think, every week, maybe I think it's Wednesdays or Thursday, about cybersecurity. And I really recommend that you go ahead, and when I find it, I'll post it in the comments later on after this Facebook Live. But really think about your strategy for remote work. How safe do you need your information to be? Cloud is fine and everything, and they can claim encryption, but let me tell you something. Everything gets hacked. Keep that in mind. Everything. Big banks get hacked. Big companies get hacked. So you have to do what you have to do as a small business to protect that, whatever it costs. The other thing is, are you going to provide them with devices? Or are they going to use their own devices? What about the shipping and if you have products? Shipping. Now, a lot of things I do have physical products like books and things like that, but I also have digital, so I don't worry about that. Plus, my local post office, they have announced that they're going to pick up packages, and I think all post offices are doing this, but I know mine will pick up packages from my front door. Back to my story about Curvy Girl Closet. So people were very upset about that. So we had to come up with other ways to help them, and I would do virtual closets with them to help them organize their closets. Well, myself and my intern, but also started offering virtual sales, private sales, like virtual shopping, where 1 or 2 people can come on and look at the items that I have for Curvy Girl Closet and shop that way, since they can't be here to come and grab and feel and touch or whatever. And a lot of people don't want to go on Facebook and say, you know what, Facebook Marketplace or Poshmark. I love Poshmark. Let me just say that I'm not disparaging Poshmark. I found some excellent stuff on Poshmark. but I also sell a lot of stuff on Poshmark. But it's hit or miss. So we started doing the virtual showings and people started shopping that way, and I make sure that I take precautions. That's another thing. Those of you with product-based businesses, give them some peace of mind. I double wrap everything. I make sure everything is secure so that even if the box gets damaged, it's still protected. So think about that. How are you going to fulfill your deliveries to your clients and your customers? Also, what you need to think about is the longevity of this, because we don't know how long this is going to last. So we don't know how long we're going to be working from home or our teams are going to be working from home. So you need to make sure that this is an integral part of your overall business operations process. This alternative work, this remote work, this alternative revenue streams, everything has to make sense. So that way, think of it this way. Some of you look for funding. So one of the things that I've heard the rumblings about is that investors now are going to say, well, what happens if there's a disaster? What happens if there's an earthquake or a typhoon or a biological terrorist attack or whatever it is? We've been through a lot in the last 20 years. We had the 9/11, we had all this other stuff going on. We have now COVID-19. So anything can happen at any time. Okay. So investors want to know that if they put their money in your business and something pops off, are they going to lose that investment because you have to shut down? So I'm going to leave it at this because we've already gone over 20 minutes, but I want you guys to really think about what I said in this Facebook Live. How are you shifting? How are you pivoting? How are you serving your customers beyond the traditional way you've been doing it? Now, some of you may have multiple companies like I do, and that's fine. But what I'm thinking and what I'm talking about here is your strategies for multiple streams of revenue within your one company, within your main company. So, and some of you, it may be a little harder, but we can always find at least 2 to 3 new revenue streams. So if you're interested, hit me up, send me a message, either put a message down here below, or you can send me a private message. I realize that a lot of people don't want to put anything in public because they don't want the competition to know what they're doing, and that's fine. But like I said, you can schedule a discovery session with me for 15 minutes. It is free, and we will go through your business and see together to see if you are a candidate to add multiple streams of revenue or rework the way that you work. I don't want you guys to lose your businesses. I don't want you guys to lose any opportunities. We don't know what's going to happen, and we kind of have a lack of leadership right now. So we as small businesses have to take it in our own hands. And let me just say this really quickly. They did just reopen, I think yesterday or today, for the small business loans again. Please, I implore you, go today, go now and put your application in. What happened the last time was a travesty. I think that it's unfair that these big companies were able to get this money and a lot of small business was left assed out and flapping in the wind. But put your applications in there. There's money out there, guys. Just please don't give up. I know some of you are going through the stress right now, and I don't have all the answers. And I'm not going to tell you, oh, woo-woo, it's going to be good. It's going to be all good, whatever. We got to be proactive. We got to be alert. And we got to do what we have to do to make sure that our businesses survive and grow and thrive and prosper during and post COVID-19. So with that said, I'm Adrienne Graham. Go over to mogulchix.com. You can learn all about what's going on with Mogul Chix. We do have the Beauty Business Boot Camp that's coming up on May 4th. Funding School, Business Funding School, Mogul Chix Funding School is coming up on the 11th. That's a 3-week course to teach you how to get qualified for funding, get funding, and then go out there and find funding. And then we have Mogul Chix Academy that's starting the 20. Oh God, I can't remember, 17th or something like May. I can't remember, but just go to mogulchixacademy.com and you'll see that. And then of course we have the Mogul Chix Angels Boot Camp for those of you who are trying to become angel investors, because this is a good time to invest in some companies. There's going to be some good startups coming up. So if you're interested in that, that is, I believe, May 27th or 28th. But go to mogulchix.com/events and see what all we have coming up. Or you can go to mogulchixacademy.com and learn more about the Mogul Chix Academy and whatever else. So those of you who have attended the academy and attended these workshops that I've done and have called me or texted me or email and said you have now been able to implement new revenue streams, kudos to you. I'm so proud of you. Do what you do the damn thing. So those of you who haven't, you're missing the boat. You better come on. I don't know when I'm doing the next workshop for revenue strategies, but I gave you some things to think about right now. But there's ways out there. So just be strong, stay prayed up to whoever you pray to, and keep positivity, and keep it light. So I will see you guys next time. And if you have any questions, info@mogulchix.com, or catch me on social media. Bye.